Hello, I'm Kevin Kenny. This is the Build series coming to you live from the corner of 4th and Broadway here in New York City. And we're about to be joined by a group whose album TPC is up for Alternative Album of the Year at the JUNO Awards this year. And they also are playing Brooklyn tomorrow night, and they're nice enough to stop by the Build series. So please, let's give a warm welcome to Tokyo Police Club. Such a great way to start a conversation.
Tokyo
People
Police
applauding.
Club,
Yeah. It could be terrible. I will warn you. No, it won't be. Thanks so much for coming by, guys. I said it was a bit of a homecoming, and you told me that's a bit of an overstatement. But you guys did spend some time in New York.
Well, we've played here a lot together. You know, we played over here over the years. But I lived here for 4.5 years. So I think I'm halfway to the 10-year.
You're rounding up now.
Yeah, what's that?
You're rounding up.
I'm rounding up a little bit.
We'll give you the half year.
Yeah, please, come on. But I don't know about a homecoming, but it's always nice to be here.
Well, how do you think of your time in New York? Did we all live in New York, or was it just you?
It was just me.
It was just you. Okay. We'll get into how you make songs, but.
I mean, it was a different experience for me. We're just some boys from Canada, so it was a big learning experience being in the big old city, and yeah, definitely was. I don't know. I feel like everybody here, you're probably learning something by being in this crazy place, and whether you stay or go, you'll take that with you, and I feel like I've done some of that.
Are you an artist, and please feel free to chime in, guys, that is impacted by your surroundings? Because some people are just like, I don't care, I would make the same music anywhere. It all comes from inside. Others are very impacted by it.
For me and like writing lyrics and all that kind of stuff, I didn't feel like I needed to be in New York to do that. I mean, it's going to have an impact, and it's going to be an influence, but ultimately I was like, this is a very expensive impact to have, and it doesn't have, it's not like there's somebody here that I need to be around to do what I contribute to the music that we make,
Right. And now where were you guys when Dave was here?
I was in Toronto the whole time.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Holding
Toronto
it down.
the whole time.
Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. So let's get into how you guys make songs, because, getting back to TPC, you made a lot of these over email, I understand.
We were kind of coming out of a weird creative phase before TPC. I don't know if you guys know, but this is like our 6th release. This is like 12 years into being a band.
Right.
We made this record, and we'd already kind of hit the point of like, what are we doing again? Like, we're all getting older, we're like growing up a bit. We started in high school, so it's been a long journey for us, and we went through sort of a strange email collaboration period. And this record was really when we decided, let's get back in the same room together. And like, let's take those flights, let's be in the same place. And it ultimately led to, I ultimately left New York, and Greg moved as well. But the record, I think, was more of a coming together.
Right. There was a time period, though, I understand, where you just alluded to it there, Dave, of like you were kind of assessing things, and it was more like, we don't have to get into the weeds about it, but it was more of like a business thing than it was like you guys not getting along, right?
No, we didn't not get along.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it was more of just like kind of like an economic thing. Hey, let's rearrange some stuff.
Well, not an economic stuff, but just like a creativity thing. Like, is the juice there?
Okay.
It was more that.
If anything, I think we get along so well that it kind of like hid some of the creative problems when we were doing songs by email, because we're also sort of affable that we're like, sure, send me a demo, I'll do it at home.
Right.
And only later did we sort of realize that it wasn't working that well for us, but we were just all too friendly to really, acknowledge it.
So is this almost like a return to origin? Like, I assume you made the first ever recording together, right? Back in Canada. So it was almost like, hey, let's like get back to where we started and see how that feels.
Yeah, it was. I think we started the band with our own intentions, and I'm talking a lot, guys, so cut me off if you want. We started the band with our own intentions, and we had this idea about where we wanted to go, and we were kids when we started. Like, we were like 18, 19, and we kind of got filtered up through CMJ and the South Bys and everything into this like music industry world, and for a while, we felt like other people around us had a pretty good idea of what would be good for our career and that type of thing, which I think is natural when you're young. And this, as much as it's a return to form, it's like a return to us being like, this is what like we want to do, and this is how we see it going. And it was like empowering in that way.
Yeah. Greg, anything to add?
Well, no, I just think it was, like he said, it's self-directed. Again, right. It's like, it's not chasing somebody else's dream. It's like figuring out what our dream could be and what our version of that dream can be at this age, and with the music that we're creating together, like, where do we want to go with that? Well, someone doesn't have to tell you, like, in a record label executive office, like, this is the band you're going to be. We're going to get you all over these billboards and, like, put you in these stadiums on these tours with these people. It's like, no, what do we want to do? What do we want to do as a band? What do we want to do as artists?
I think the proof there was like, I feel like finishing making the record, for me at least, felt like that was the goal. Like, oh, we want to make this thing, and then when it's all in one place and on one piece of wax, then we'll have done the thing we set out to do, as opposed to the thing being like, oh, we want to headline Madison Square Garden, and we won't get to like pat ourselves on the back until we've done that. So then you end up it's always farther in the distance. So I feel like everything that's come after this record being put out has been like a welcome surprise. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and, I assume the JUNO nomination, right? That must have been great.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Very nice.
cool. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
doesn't
have
phase
that
you
out.
guys.
Good.
I think that's a big deal.
It did. I genuinely wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And I think when we were younger, we didn't just have it. You know, we had a lot of success early on, and we got some JUNO nominations early on, and I certainly took them a little more for granted because you're
Yeah.
20 and you're like, yeah, of course I deserve.
Of course,
this.
I'm the best. Yeah.
Give me the award too. Why even nominate anyone else? But then you get a little older and hopefully a little humbled.
Right.
And I was actually really shocked that we got it this time. I didn't even know that they were going to nominate. I didn't know it was coming up.
Yeah. And for our non-Canadian friend watching right now, can you explain the JUNOs just really quick? Because maybe not everyone knows.
They're like the Grammys, but nicer and cleaner.
Yes. Like most things in
Yeah.
Canada, honestly, right? I remember Drake hosted one year, right?
Yeah, that was the last time we went.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But then he didn't win any awards. It was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I remember that was a real scandal.
No offense, Drake. All right, well, let's
be
get.
all right.
Yeah, I'm sure he's doing fine. Let's get into the song "Ready to Win." This all came about. I heard Dave, you say something in an interview recently about you're kind of like disdain might be a strong word, but like you're not the biggest fan of Instagram culture as you've deemed it, right? And I think like I'm not either. So I heard that and like, my ears kind of perked up because it just presents everyone as like so perfect, right? And everyone's
I've
like,
been using it more recently, and I deleted. I don't have the app on my phone, but now like my Safari knows when I'm. It's like I type in an I, and it's
Oh,
like,
no, it's
we
like-
know where you're going.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like okay, I'm always using it on my browser, but I mean, yeah, that stuff's like. I mean, it's obviously poisonous. Like, does anybody have any question about it?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think that's like up for.
this does not end well.
What's that? Yeah, it
Like,
doesn't.
this
This does
whole-
not end well. Like, you don't need a TED talk about that. So anyways, you were saying.
Yeah, so no. What I'm trying to get at is like I feel like that opinion of just like because I think what you were saying was like Instagram especially can be bad for bands because so much of becoming a great band
Yeah.
is like just kind of going out and like sucking for a while, right? And Instagram is all about no, you have to look like you have it all together. And did that at all inspire this song "Ready to Win"?
I mean,
sort of
not
notion?
directly, but I definitely agree with that. That like, yeah, like I don't know how you can start a band now. It's like everybody looks so put together, and like,
Right.
they know who they are. Like nobody knows who they are, and we've sucked. Suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. So, but yeah, then the song, yeah, all that goes into eventually doing something that's hopefully worthwhile and it's gonna, connect with people.
Then you cut that down and Instagram it.
Yeah, and then, yeah, and that's why we made the music video because we always knew where we were going with this.
I mean, it sounds cliche, and it is cliche of talking about how therapeutic music can be. It's true, but people really hone in on that a lot in interviews. But this is a song that particularly sounds like sonically therapeutic. Like it just your vocal, it just sounds like you know.
Man, it was like, well, I wrote the words in my phone.
It sounds like that.
Yeah, I was just like, ah! And then I don't know, like it would just like loop around in my head a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm kind of, it's hard to sing now because it was such a phase where like I sang that song a lot, and like I just would go to open mics and be like, I need to sing this song for some people.
What would the reaction be?
People definitely got it.
Okay.
Like it was pretty wild. It was like a cool party trick. It's like, oh, this is one song I can play that like you'll definitely get it.
Right.
Like you're not going to be like, oh, what's that about? Like, I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah. Did you really F up on Letterman?
Yeah, we.
How'd you guys F up on Letterman?
That was.
It wasn't your fault.
It wasn't. It was your fault. No. We.
Sabotaged.
It was okay. It was our second Letterman. It was 2008.
It was Dave's fault.
It was
It was God's fault. Like every.
and we were sound checking. We were going to do this Weezer cover at our Bowery show the fall.
You were ahead of the game in terms of Weezer and covers, huh?
of course.
They're like a cover band.
Yeah. Right.
What Weezer cover? I'm just curious.
Jonas. My name is Jonas.
Oh, nice.
So I was singing that, and it was really high, and I was singing that all day. And then we went to Letterman the next morning, and I was like, had no voice left, and we were doing our song Tesla, and I just like couldn't really sing at all.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we did the song, and I mean, we played good.
Yeah.
And it's not terrible, but like definitely registered as a major error for me. And I think I didn't walk off that set with like I wasn't stoked about what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a cool fan interaction with this song, right? Where you guys asked fans to submit their own F-ups.
Yeah, a
Sure.
bunch of that's in the video, sort of the interstitials where it's like, I lied to my boss, I did this or that, or whatever,
Right.
is all from an anonymous spreadsheet.
How do they submit it anonymously though? Like they must be
It's
like,
like a cool Google. Fortunately, the first thing I tried with like a Google form was anonymous, so I
Oh,
didn't
no
have to
way.
figure it out, because otherwise I would just totally know who everyone
oh,
was.
so
Google
this-
knows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Well, they're getting
Gotta
served ads based on their mistakes now.
That's really funny. What was like the most uncomfortable mistake to read from a fan? Of course, we can talk about this because it's all anonymous. But just like there had to be one where you're just like, ooh, maybe a little heavy there, buddy.
There was a few that I didn't put in the video because I was like, I wasn't ready for this level of
Like what? Give me an
trust.
example that didn't make the video.
Oh man, do you remember what it was, Josh? I texted you.
I remember
one-
the funny ones.
Yeah, the funny ones were good, and some of the serious ones were great, but some of them were really like long paragraph that I can't click out that many letters.
Well, right. Did
I
anyone
can't-
like
I
admit to
genuinely can't remember
crimes?
the one. No, there was nothing
No
in there
way.
that I feel like duty bound to report.
Right, right.
I'm still bound by confidentiality.
There were some common ones too. There was, the didn't tell the person I love them or something. You see it for the 6th time, and you're like, okay, yes,
Yeah.
we've all been
Get
there.
over
Come
it,
on,
right?
Boy, everyone has
give me
a lot of
something
regrets.
funny.
What was it? Do you remember like a funny one?
What was it was something about a guy that urinated in his pants,
Yeah, someone pissed themselves.
but it was somewhere funny. I
Yeah.
remember. Again, yeah, great story, Josh. Thanks.
You can tell all these video stuff like this. It was so intense for a week while we were like, getting all of these things and then going to this gallery and outputting them and overseeing it. And at the time, if you'd asked me, I could have named every single thing that got sent to me, like verbatim.
Yeah.
And then Friday came along and we were done shooting it, and my brain apparently just flushed that entire drive.
Out of
It's
sight,
all
out of
gone.
mind. Yeah. I read you guys said that because people were so forthright in confessing their own F-ups, it actually enabled you guys or pushed you guys to be even more honest in the song than you originally intended to be. Is that true?
Yeah, well, it was in the video. The song was done
Okay.
at that point. But Josh and I were in there sort of punching out labels to help Andurus, who did most of the work and is responsible for what you saw. And yeah, I sort of went in intending just to fill space with like either ones I totally made up whole cloth or goofy ones. But and I'm not going to cop to any of my own mistakes right now, just to head you off there. But you start to see people take it seriously, and it makes you feel serious about it. And I didn't want to be frivolous when everyone else had been so genuine.
Yeah.
And so in the video, I know what mine are.
Yeah. We won't reveal. I like the song because it sort of examines what is a mistake, right? Like if you learn from it, is it really a mistake? Is it really an F-up?
Right? Or are mistakes bad?
Well, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Makes you think. I want to ask you about a lyric that I really liked from the song. Rome wasn't built on a fucking cliche. Explain that.
Well, it just came out of me. Firstly,
I love the line.
I think
That's why I'm bringing it up.
yeah, I don't know if I want to analyze it though. But
No?
I mean, yeah, it means what Rome wasn't built. There's no easy way to do this shit. Nobody knows where they're going. There isn't like a set path. That's what it is. There's no set path to whatever your Rome is, whatever your dream is. There's no like A, B, C, and then So
Right.
you got to go through all and even like whatever your mistakes are, they might not even be as like organized as like I should have said I love you. Like it might be way more complicated and blurry than that, and it can still be a mistake. Yeah.
So refreshing
Useful
to
one.
hear you guys say this because I just think getting back to Instagram, not to dog Instagram. I love you, Instagram, but it's just like that's life though. Like that's honestly how life happens. And Instagram, it wants to present this idea, or social media overall. Not to sorry Instagram. It's just like that. It's just is this like movie where everything leads to one another, and you're always winning, and there's never
No, and
setbacks.
that's actually one thing I have with the song now is like I feel like ready to win. What? Like that was the winning. Like getting that out was the winning. So I also feel like there's this other level where it's like, even here we are like, yeah, we made this great song, blah, blah, blah. But like, I can't even package that in like a little Instagram post for you because it's way more complicated than that. I still, that song remains to be seen what it truly means or how accurate it is. I don't know.
We're gonna turn it over to the fans in 1 second, but Toronto, and really Toronto specifically, the music scene up there fascinates me because I think there's two different Torontos. There's like the pop Toronto, which is like The Weeknd and Drake, and everyone's really sad, and it's always nighttime. And then there's like, and then there's no, truly though. And then there's like to me like the real Toronto of like whether it's Metric or whether it's like Broken Social Scene or there's a lot of bands. Strumbellas are from Toronto, of course. You guys, just can you talk about that scene? Dizzy? Oh, I don't know Dizzy. What about Dizzy?
They're on tour with us.
Oh,
They're from Toronto or the Toronto area. Or they're from
Yeah,
Oshawa.
the Schwa.
The Schwa. Yeah.
okay.
Great band. Check out Dizzy. Anyways, so we're on the sad nighttime part of things. Obviously, is that what you were getting to?
No,
we're
I'm
with
getting
Drake
to
and The
like
Weeknd.
I just feel like people that are not from Toronto probably imagine just Drake billboards everywhere and but there's actually a really eclectic, strong musical scene in Toronto, and I was just wondering if you guys could speak on that for a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's really eclectic right now, and I think that scenes and cities seem to go through phases where sometimes they coalesce into, and maybe this is all artificial too, but they seem to coalesce into one thing that turns into, grunge in Seattle in the 90s
Right.
or whatever it is. And Toronto right now is in a much more scattered place where there's tons of great bands, but there's not any one particular thing happening.
Right.
People are kind of all over the place doing all kinds of different stuff. So it'll be interesting to see over the next few years if something new emerges out of it. Because the last thing was the Drake, weekend
Right.
thing, which is, that's more than enough to be getting on
cool.
with. That's pretty gigantic for a city. So
Totally.
we'll probably take a break now.
And then I've been doing some personal investigative work. We had Metric, and I asked them about this band. There's a Canadian band. If you guys know anything, could you share anything? Len.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love me some
What
Len.
personal insight can you offer into Len?
Oh, I wound up at dinner with the guy from Len.
Wait,
one
Burger
night.
Pimp?
The singer.
Yes.
The
His
guy
name is
on
Burger
the,
Pimp.
on the Vespa.
That's his name.
I
And
was
then
not
the
introduced to
girl's
him
name's
using that.
Sharon. It's like she went with
also,
Sharon.
wait, my factoid? Or sorry, was that?
Wait, you went to... Okay, sorry.
Do you want to do your factoid?
I don't want to not get to do it, but you do yours.
Okay.
Wait, factoid, but first, tell me about dinner with Burger Pimp.
He was super cool. We just put out a new single from our album Force Field in 2014, and he was like, "Man, you guys have so much guts to keep doing what you're doing, and don't let anyone give you shit for making the music that you want to make. Don't let anyone tell you what kind of music you should be making or hold you back. I come from a punk rock scene, and when we started writing pop songs, everyone was like, you're a sellout. But I was like, no, man, that's my art. That's what I want to do.
Nice.
And he made this whole pep talk in a restaurant. It was incredibly nice and generous.
Don't
and
let
apropos
them-
of nothing, he came to me and started being nice.
That's rad.
It ruled. He was a really cool guy.
He basically told you not to let anyone steal your sunshine.
Exactly, and I never have.
Okay, segue.
Yes.
The drum loop in that song is from More, More, More. How do you like it? How do you like it?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're gonna blow my mind. After this,
So
interview,
listen
I'm
to
gonna-
that, and you'll hear it's in the bridge, and just for 4 seconds, you're like, oh my God, it's Len, and then it goes back to the song.
Have you guys ever listened to their debut? It's the strangest record of all time. Make a point. Seriously,
Okay.
I told Metric the same thing. It's I can't believe somebody funded that record. It's
That's Canada, baby.
it's crazy.
We all funded it.
All right, well, there's 3 minutes of Len that no one asked for. Let's get to our first studio audience question. It'll come from right behind me.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Hi.
So I was watching your music video and I was really vibing with the correlation between the music and the idea of the video itself. And I was wondering what your thought process is when going into making these music videos.
Thanks. Yeah, that's a good question. I think a huge part of it was having Anne, who's our friend, Anne Doris, directing it, and has become somebody that we collaborate with. And we've sort of have this you keep working with someone and you get this kind of back and forth. And so we kind of hit her with the label makers thing because I had this visual tactile thing, and then she ran with it. So I think it was I just feel like she breathed life into the video thing, and I'm glad it works with the words. But that was kind of, we were trusting her on it big time.
Awesome, thank you.
Great
Yeah.
question. All right, we're unfortunately out of time. That went by very fast. And we wasted a lot of it on Len, unfortunately.
Yeah, we could do off camera. We could do 10 more minutes on Len.
no.
We haven't talked about Cryptic Souls Crew yet.
Oh, wow.
And everyone has to stay.
All right. That's it.
Len,
All of
Len.
All right. Well, in all seriousness, you guys are on the road. You're going to be playing Brooklyn at the Warsaw, which is a really cool venue. Try the pierogies. If you've
Oh, we
never
will.
been there. Oh, yeah. Have you been there?
We played there
while
with
10 years ago.
Yeah, we played there in 2006 with Spinto Band and Art Brood.
Oh,
Yeah.
rad. Okay. It's a cool venue. I like it out there. That's tomorrow night, but if you're watching from somewhere other than New York, you guys are going to be on the road. Straight into the, what is it? What's the festival? Life is Beautiful?
Just like heaven?
Just like heaven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 nights, May 3rd and 4th.
Should have known that. It's a Cure song.
That's true.
Yeah. This is very
Life's
inside.
Beautiful is a movie.
Oh, yeah, it is
So,
that
you know,
too. Yeah.
things.
Cure and movies. I don't know. This is a very inside baseball edition of Build, as you can tell. Tickets are available across your social media.
Yep.
After we've bashed social media, you can buy tickets on it. And is there a website?
TokyoPoliceClub.com.
Rad. All right, guys, one more time. Tokyo Police Club.
Thank you, guys.